Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Memes of the Week. The best thing you can do for this channel is beat that like button like it owes you money before watching this, so it reaches a wider audience. Also, before I get on with the memes, first a word from today's sponsor, the MGTOW Book Collection Part 2. Whether you're getting camel toe in Cambodia, banging babes in burqas in Turkey, or taking Polaroids of ladyboys in Thailand, Luca Vendetti has a series of books to make you live the dream. His new 3-booklet series includes How to Live on $500 a Month in Cambodia, Turkey, and Vietnam, in addition to his classic How to Retire on $200K in Southeast Asia. He also has the MGTOW book. Visit MGTOWbooks.com and use the promo code Sandman to get 10% off. Now available in 4 formats: PDF, Mobi for Kindle, EPUB, and text-to-speech MP3. Sponsor link is down below. And now on with the memes. Number 1, 2 DEI deans hired by MIT are serial plagiarists. They passed off huge chunks from other academics' work as their own. The sad thing about this is that people of color who are genuinely excellent will suffer because their achievements will be diminished. But not to worry, they were just born that sheet. They didn't steal nothing. It always seems to be the ones with carrot top hair that do this sort of stuff. Up next, this woman says that it's either her or your guns, and that she's not dating a boomstick owner. Boomsticks don't cheat or file for divorce. So it's boomsticks then. You could sure bet that she would demand that you defend her if an intruder got into the house, regardless of if you had a weapon or not. She also thinks that the police will help her out in a bad situation. Just look how well that turned out for that woman that was set on fire on the New York subway system. The cop said, "Sorry lady, I can't help you, because I'm not a fireman and I don't want to get in trouble with the firefighters union." Number 3, why are smart, beautiful women having a hard time finding a husband? They want you to believe that it's not their fault, or that their standards haven't gone up massively over the last 2 decades with online dating. It could also be because beautiful women could inflate their body count, and then their brain goes haywire. They always self-identify as smart, yet ironically, they aren't smart enough to figure it out on their own. Moving on, here's the latest propaganda telling you not to look for a virgin as a wife, but instead to look for a woman with good manners. Because virginity ends after one night, but manners are forever. So a woman gets run through by 20 guys, but she has good manners. How exactly is that a win? I think we all know what this really means. It means that a used cooch salesman needs to find new ways to market her cooch. This is just gaslighting from run-through hoes. Number 5 is Gorgoth again. What do you do if this person shows up to your blind date? I definitely wouldn't be splitting the bill and would grab my food to go and run Forrest Run right out of there. If you want to be smooth, you could always say you're going to the bathroom and then never return. I'm sure she is used to being treated like that by now, if it even is a she. Up next, I hope I never have to hire a lawyer because an MIT study explains why laws are written in an incomprehensible style. Because just like magic spells use rhymes and archaic terms to signal power, so does the convoluted language of legalese to convey a sense of authority. Lawyers are like the leeches of society, and the judges, clerks, and courtroom staff are complicit in the racket, holding everybody hostage using their complicated procedures and words. Number 7, it's too bad you guys missed this woman's 35% off holiday sale on OF. But why do men pay to watch women like this one? And does anyone really believe that she makes more than the average $150 a month on Lonely Fools? You know, women's expectations are out of this world when even gross women like this one think they have something good to offer men. Then again, some dudes probably get off on her body odor alone. Moving on, where does it hurt? Your stomach or your head? How about where your liver is sometimes? It's probably fatty liver disease, and I only got that pain when I was running or doing heavy exercise when I was younger. My liver pains went away when I went on keto and cut out carbs out of my diet. But most people can't give up alcohol and sweets, which end up causing this problem. If a woman gets a cramp there, it's probably just her time of the month. Number 9, which man is the best one to be? I'm biased because I'm a Sigma male. The sheer pleasure of not giving an F as to what other people think of you and what the hierarchy wants from you. It's absolutely liberating. It's also the worst one to be while you're younger, because the hierarchy is constantly trying to break your will and force you to conform to it. I think the funniest thing about this Vox Day social sexual hierarchy order is that the alpha looks like Hans Gruber here. Up next, Jasmine Crockett says the Latinos have a slave mentality because they overwhelmingly voted for Trump. So first the left made enemies with the blue-collar workers and chose to become the party of university-educated bureaucrats. And now they're making enemies of Latinos as well. They were probably hoping the demographic replacement of whites by Latinos could help them gain power and not cause them to lose it. How long before the Democrats demand deportations of illegals while the Republicans decide it's better for them to stay? Number 11, the Wall Street Journal says to save money, maybe you should actually skip breakfast. Most Americans would be healthier and thinner if they skipped one meal a day, just not the one with eggs and animal protein. Then again, most Americans would probably just double the portions for their remaining two meals and gain even more weight. Maybe they're just trying to make people feel good for no longer being able to afford breakfast. Remember when eggs were cheap and it was the most affordable meal of the day? Moving on, does anyone hate man buns as much as I do? I guess now we know where the idea came from. It looks like a saddle horn for these men's boyfriends. Whenever I see guys with that little bundle of hair, for some reason I think that they're secretly balding and just need a way to protect themselves from the truth coming out. Far too often, here are the expectations of getting one versus the reality. I guess some guys get them to pretend that they're samurais or something like that. Number 13, Central American officials complain because they don't have the capacity to take back illegals deported by Trump. As if America has the capacity to keep them either, without housing becoming even more unaffordable. Perhaps America needs to create Palestine 2.0 in Haiti, and just send all the illegals there. I think the Democrats are trying to turn America into South Africa 2.0, and it has to stop. Trudeau tried turning Canada into New Delhi with snow. Up next, it's official. There's a feminist shooter and she wants all males wiped out so that women can create a better world without us. I guess that's probably what feminists mean when they talk about equality. And yet the government spend more and more money going after the manosphere. This surprises no one and I expect more such attacks in the future. Also, how does she expect women to get pregnant without men? Sperm banks, I suppose, but those seem to be very short on supply. Number 15, these two Daily Mail articles are telling people not to exercise and not to have children in their early 20s. Notice how the stock photos suddenly lack diversity. Are they trying to say that it's okay to be a built-in young mother if you're not white? They probably pulled up their old stock photos from 10 years ago before everything went woke. Also, just do a Google search for white women in relationships and see what the image suggestion looks like. Moving on, breaking news, Ilhan Omar has announced that she will not attend President Trump's inauguration. Of course she won't. She'll be too busy figuring out how not to get deported. She's probably going to watch it at home with her husband, who also doubles as her brother apparently. When she said she was going to be at home, I really hope she really meant Somalia. Number 17, this is San Francisco's new fat positivity expert. There's nothing positive about being fat. Lose some weight, fatty. Apparently she has a degree in sexual studies and her thesis was entitled, How Fat Women of Color Queer the Feminine. They also tried to fire her from this position, but the person that gave her the news, she ate him. I also find it ironic that she has a degree in sexual studies because she doesn't look like any real man or woman for that matter wants to have sex with her. Up next, Zendaya will reportedly have a smaller role in Spider-Man 4 due to her busy schedule. I don't believe that, and I think she's being quietly pushed out because guys don't like her. I'm tired of seeing a woman that looks like a thrift store worker being cast in everything. She has that Neanderthal phenotype. Looks like Peter Parker, just like Paul Atreides, is about to get a new love interest. Writing her out was done well with everyone forgetting who Peter Parker was in the first place. That way she can't say she was singled out. Number 19, Disney has decided to pull the transgender storyline from Pixar's Win or Lose streaming series. Suddenly they've changed their tune, saying that many parents would prefer to discuss certain subjects with their children on their own terms and timeline. I guess they're trying to make it look like they care about parents more than their own agenda. But I think it's a little too late for this, and these groomers need to be taught a lesson. Moving on, this woman transitioned into a boy at the age of 17, believing she would never want children, but now she does and is suing the medical professionals who encouraged her. Good. The more successful lawsuits, the less likely surgeons are to recommend these types of surgeries. And I'm also glad she was able to have a kid after all. This sort of thing shouldn't happen to a minor, and someone needs to decide if they want to transition or not at 18 or older. Number 21, here's a guy who's a sex addict and slept with 300 women behind his wife's back, and it's an absolute nightmare. GigaChat here thinks that his wife doesn't know about this. She does, and the only reason she's still with him is because other women want him too. Plus, if she divorces him and keeps evidence of all the women he slept with, that could really get him wrecked in family court. Up next, this woman is upset because men used to go to war, and now they unsend messages to women when the woman doesn't respond. I love it when men can take back women's digital attention. Women feel entitled to your attention in matches on apps. They won't contact 99% of men that they match with on Hinge or Tinder, but their egos will get bruised if those same men that they don't want unmatch with them. Number 23, Elon Musk is thinking about starting a new university, the Texas Institute of Technology and Science, better known as TITS. I'd buy a t-shirt for that right now and wear it to piss the females off. It would also be refreshing to see a place focused on education and not indoctrination. That marketing that would go along with this school would make it the most popular place to study in the world. Moving on, the self-deletion rates for young adults are at the highest rates on record. The golden age of the internet and video games brought the numbers down, but it looks like social media and smartphones are responsible for the rates spiking back up. Some would say it's poverty or the economy, but there were major recessions back in 2000 and 2008 and 9. If you're a technical analysis nerd like myself, then the first thing you saw was this cup and handle pattern. Number 25 and the last one is former model Lonnie Willison. What happened to her? She went from hot to homeless hobo, and it looks like her front teeth got knocked out or something. In the years going forward, many women over 40, single and childless, will end up this way. Normally I would say she looks messed up, but in this case, she looks like she's methed up. So that's it for another Memes of the Week. Please give this video a like to push it up in the algorithm, and so new viewers can find it. If you enjoy this series and want me to keep making it, then donate it to PayPal and subscribe star links below. Anyways, enjoy the rest of your day, and cheers.